And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Friday, September 22nd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello everybody and welcome on a Friday morning. Glad to have you with us and glad to be on the air for Wilson Bank and Trust. This morning we are privileged to have Jim Watley with us to represent the investment department of Wilson Bank and Trust. Jim's a financial advisor, and we welcome you to our program. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Always good to see you. How are things going?
Going great. We're doing well out in Mount Juliet, growing, just like a good part of Middle Tennessee, of course.
And all of Wilson County.
All of Wilson County, for sure. We now have a four-member team out there in Mount Juliet. We have three advisors. Justin Doris, who has been with the bank about 15 years, joined up with us here about 2.5 years ago. Ann Weiler, who's been with me about 13 years, is an advisor, and then myself. And then we've just hired Derek Decker, who is an experienced young advisor. Mm-hmm. So just like a lot of businesses in Mount Juliet, if you have the door open, you're probably doing pretty well.
Well, you are, I think, for the most part, really seeking and helping people who want to invest for the long term.
Absolutely.
Not somebody that's here to buy today and sell next week necessarily.
We don't do a lot of that anymore. Most of that has moved online or somewhere else. So we are more long-term planning, help people plan for either college education for their kids or retirement, of course, is a big one. Or any other investment needs where you're just trying to reach a goal and have your money work for you.
But the investment department at Wilson Bank and Trust has been such a success. And you weren't there in the very beginning, but you've been there a pretty good while of this, haven't you?
I have. I got to the bank in 99, and so I've been out there in Mount Juliet pretty much the whole time. We've managed roughly $300 million there in the Mount Juliet community. And the program-wide, bank-wide, we're managing right at $3 billion. That's separate from the bank assets. Mm-hmm. So built a really successful program. Larry Squires started it years ago. And our current manager, Damon Bates, has grown the program really well. We're pretty much top 15 program within Raymond James Financial. One thing just to let folks know, we do work for Wilson Bank and Trust. Raymond James is a contract relationship we have where we run securities through Raymond James. They would have some regulatory authority over us, but we are employees of the bank, and we strive to have the customer's best interest in mind, just like the rest of Wilson Bank.
Well, I guess you can start investing at any age. Usually the earlier, the easier it's going to be to achieve your goal and reach what you want. But I would think it's never too late.
It's never too late. We try to encourage people all the time that maybe weren't able to get started when they were younger. No time like the present, but certainly the compounding of money and just the principle of compound interest over a long period of time works in your favor. The younger you are.
And we have good years and bad years in investment as far as growth and all of this is concerned. Last year wasn't the best year. This year's been good up till now.
Stocks have performed really well in the midst of some pretty bad news, and that's always good news, right? So that's been great. Another bright spot has been fixed rates. Coming into the year, we were still pretty well below 3% on short-term fixed rates, and now we're up around 5 and above. Mm-hmm. So that's been very good for savers and those that are risk averse. So we have a lot of choices now for folks where we can earn on a guaranteed basis well above 5. So
and you do stocks, but you do bonds as well.
We do a lot of bonds, guaranteed instruments that would complement a stock portfolio.
Well, somebody that comes to you maybe for the first time and wanting to get started, regardless of their age necessarily, you have got to kind of get an idea, a feel for how what their risk tolerance for one thing, their goal, I think, is another thing, and then you put your heads together and come up with a plan to achieve that.
We really do. We're not really transactional. We want to sit down with a client and kind of learn more about them so that we can make a recommendation based on what they need, not necessarily what we might do, but what we might do if we were in their shoes. So that does take a little bit of diligence and time. So typically we'll meet with somebody at least once before we end up, doing any transactions or opening accounts. So we try to take a holistic approach for sure.
Well, I know that you don't think of investing all the time. You were part of this group, the
Blues Brokers.
Blues Brokers, yes. Y'all still doing anything?
We're still playing. We played Sherry's Run here a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And Larry's still playing his horn. So, we're still playing some music.
Still singing a little bit.
Still singing a little bit on the side. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, either way, Jim is there to serve, right?
Absolutely. Come see us out in Mount Juliet. Be happy to help you. I will say we're doing a brunch on October 25th. That's a Wednesday, where we're just going to kind of give an outlook on the markets, kind of an update, coming into election year. We're kind of looking at the possibility of a government shutdown, so we got a lot going on. We're going to be talking about some of that on October 25th.
Since we've talked investments this morning, you may want to do that disclaimer real quickly here.
Of course, we are in a bank. We are talking about risk-based investments. Do not have FDIC insurance on the investment portfolios that we discuss.
So there is risk involved.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Let me have that card back. That's that new card
there
for
you go.
you.
Keep
I'll
that.
put that
Hand
in
it
my
out if
file.
you need to.
Jim Watley, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Coleman.
And we
Appreciate
always
it.
close reminding you it's Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. They're still here, still independent, still committed to you. Excellence in banking since 1987. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, almost 11 minutes after the hour, and believe it or not, it's powwow time in Wilson County. And this morning, we're going to be talking about the Wilco powwow. We have Cindy Yahola here. Cindy, good morning. It is nice to see you today.
Good
and you're getting all set for a big weekend, right?
Getting things rolling for a happy and hopping weekend. This weekend's supposed to be beautiful weather, too.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday at the Ward Ag Center, and I think this is where you've had this for a while.
This will be our third year
Okay.
at the Ward Ag Center. Moved it from Mount Juliet.
And there's a lot we can talk about this morning, but when I see you, I have to thank your father, Don Yahola, who started this a long time ago, and you came along and kind of followed in his footsteps and picked it up after he passed away, right?
Yes. When he passed away in June of 2002, the week before he passed, he asked me to keep it going for him.
Well, you got a special person here with us this morning, and I didn't realize until we were sitting around the table here talking before we went on the air. Our guest this morning comes to us all the way from Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
You want to introduce him?
Yeah, I've got Mr. Rob Doherty with me today. He's our MC for our powwow. He's been MCing this powwow with us probably 30 years.
Well, welcome to our program, to
Thank you,
Coleman
sir.
and Company, to
Thank you.
WANT, and to Lebanon and Wilson County.
Thank you.
Have you been here before?
Yes, I have. In fact, this is my 26th year for this powwow.
Okay. Well, you are the MC for the powwow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, tell us a little bit about you this morning, and where in Oklahoma do you live?
A little community called Oak Hill Community, which is just outside of Jay, Oklahoma, right at the Missouri and Arkansas border on the Oklahoma side.
Okay.
I'm,
well, have you ever heard of Binger?
Oh, yes, I have. Way down in the southwest part of the state.
And the humdinger from Binger was
Johnny Bench. Yes, sir.
Cindy, if you don't know who, you know who.
I know who Johnny
All
Bench
right.
is, a great catcher for the Cincinnati Reds.
There
There you
go. Good. Well, when I think of Oklahoma, I do sometimes think of Johnny Bench.
Oh, yes.
I do think he's the greatest catcher in the history of baseball.
I agree with you there.
But we're not talking baseball. We're talking powwow. How did you get into all of this?
Well, I went to school at an all-native university in Kansas called Haskell. It was Haskell Indian Junior College at that point, and now it's Haskell Indian Nations University in Lawrence, Kansas. And I started picking up MCing. I could always talk, but specifically powwows, it's not. I belong to the same group as Cindy. I'm a citizen of Cherokee Nation, Oklahoma, and Cindy being Muskogee Creek. We're all originally from the southeast, and traditionally our southeast tribes do not powwow. But since I went to school at Haskell, all of my roommates and all my good friends were from some of the northern tribes and some of the tribes out west and some tribes in Oklahoma, the tribe northern and southern plains that do powwow. And hanging around them, I began to pick it up just a little bit, and with now it's culminated now to I'm beginning my 36th year powwow emceeing.
All right. Well, we certainly glad to have you with us this morning. We've got a lot more to talk about, and it's about time for a break here. But the Wilco Powwow is going to be this weekend. Starts tomorrow. What time in the morning, Cindy?
The gates open at 10:30 tomorrow, and we'll have our grand entry at 1 o'clock. We'll go to about 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Sunday gates open at 10:30, and we'll close up about 5.
All right. What's it cost to get in?
It's $10 for adults, $5 for children, senior citizens, and veterans, and ages 5 and under are free.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Senior citizens and veterans are
Yes.
free. And
No, they're $5.
five. Okay, fine. Oh, okay. The
5 and under is
five
free.
and under's free. All right. Okay. We got that straight. So let's take our break. We'll come back and talk more about the powwow in a moment here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. It's $59.95 up to 5 quarts oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. That traffic volume has really increased quite a bit just trying to get out of Wilson County on I-40. It's moving as you head into Hermitage there on 40 westbound all the way to Donaldson Pike. Traffic flow is starting to increase quite a bit down through Millersville. That's what we're looking at live right now on 65 southbound through that section of Sumner County. Yes, it is crowded right now, but hey, it's moving. Let's keep it that way on 24 westbound and through the Hickory Hollow area coming in right now from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. Hey, bring the whole family this year to Smoky Mountain Fall Festival at Oberg-Gatlinburg. Kicks off September 29th. Check it out this weekend at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Time flies when you're having fun. Happy birthday for 30 years, WANT. This is Barry Tatum, a loyal listener since 1993.
Hey, this is Pete Weber, voice of the Nashville Predators, and I want to extend congratulations on their 30 years on the air for WANT and WCOR. All the best to you from Smashville.
This is Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan. Congratulations to WANT 98.9 on 30 years of service to the community of Wilson County. Thanks.
Lauren Massetti here, singer-songwriter from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm so excited to be a part of the second annual Sips and Sounds of September on September 28th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Rural Hill Farm in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. I hope you'll join us for great food, great sips, and great sounds. All proceeds will benefit Wilson Rides, a local nonprofit organization that provides transportation for senior citizens who no longer drive. Tickets are on sale right now at eventbrite.com or wilsonridesinc.org.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
Company, thanks for joining us. We're having a good time here this morning. The breaks, I am glad we don't have the breaks live on the air, but we have some great discussions sometimes. I'm just finding out my guest here, Rob Daugherty, is a big Yankee fan and knew Mickey Mantle. And you said your mother and his mother, I believe, were in a nursing facility together at one time. Or was it your grandmother? Anyway,
grandmother.
Okay. But again, we're here to talk powwow and the Wilco powwow coming up this weekend, as we said. And again, it's $10 admission for anybody unless they're a senior citizen or military.
Or a child.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
They're half price, $5, and then children 5 and under
Are free.
So and as you were saying, you get a lot for that $10.
Oh, you get it. It's cheaper than a movie.
Yeah.
And it's all day entertainment and fun.
All right. Well, Rob here is the MC, and you've been doing this for a long time. And what will be the first thing you'll MC, as far as you know?
And that would be what people would want to see at 1 o'clock, is we call it the grand entry, when all of the dancers, and I'm going to guess typically we're probably going to have between 30 and 40, possibly 50 different nations or tribes here this weekend. And they all come in during a grand entry, then and dancing their particular style and so forth. And our drum groups, we'll have about 2 or 3 drum groups coming from possibly one from Oklahoma, and a host drum is from North Carolina, Cherokee, North Carolina. After the grand entry is when we begin to, from the tiny tots, ages 0 to 6, all the way to our golden age categories. There are different dancers, different categories. They're from, we've had last year, I think we had 4 dancers, and one of them lives around here now. They're from Canada, so we have some Canadian, some of the provinces up there, some of the reserves up there come down here and participate with us, and then they're from all over. I can't even begin to guess how many are going to be here.
Do you have any idea how many states will be represented here?
I'm going to say probably a dozen at least, and
at least
a dozen states, and a couple of reserves up in provinces up in Canada.
Well, now you do others besides this one here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do we rate with the other? What kind of job is Cindy doing?
It's you have different classifications of powwows. You have great big powwows that have probably 18 to 20. Sometimes up into 30 drums here. And there's possibly 10, 11, or 12 singers on each drum, singing some of our native, some of the songs that they have in the powwow. And this would be considered a smaller powwow. Then you probably have medium-sized powwow. We'll have at least a couple of hundred dancers or more. Then you have your huge one that's a lot of them, casino supported and tribal supported. And Cindy, here in this part of Tennessee, there are no tribes here, no tribes here to speak, so to speak. So it's just people who come here because they want to.
Yeah. Well, this is something you want to do too, Cindy, to carry on your father's tradition, right? I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yes, that has everything to do with it.
Yeah. Well, tell us, for somebody maybe who hasn't attended before, is wondering what's in it for me, or why would I want to attend? Give us give us a good reason.
It's a lot of it is educational, and it's my job as a master of ceremonies or the MC to try to explain what people are seeing out there. And sometimes I forget because I'm so accustomed, so used to seeing what I'm seeing, the songs and the styles of dancing, men and women, and our little bitty tiny tots and teens and junior categories, that sometimes I'll forget. Then I'm thinking, wait a minute, I have to speak for what's happening out there. So it tends to be an educational, because a lot of what you see on TV is not real.
Yeah.
And so they get to meet and see, and I say meet, you have people that's going to be there will have the opportunity to speak if they want. If they pursue that, they can speak and ask each of the dancers about their regalia that they have on and what the significance is for that particular tribe or nation.
Have you had fairly good participation from our local people from Wilson County at the powwow over the years?
Not over the years, but since we've moved it back to Lebanon, this being our 3rd year, we've had a little bit more community support than we've ever had, which is very much appreciated.
And if if you wanted to spend just 2 or 3 hours, so you get a good sampling in that length of time, or if you really want to get it all, you need to stay the whole time. I'm wondering about that.
Pretty much, the categories are age based. So we have tiny tots, then the juniors, then the teens, then the adults, and then the golden age of age 62 and above.
55 and above.
55 and above constitutes our category. But you'll get a good inkling of what is going on, and but it's just always a different person brings his or her own style of dancing, and they dance to the song that those young men are.
Is there any or much singing involved?
Yes.
Yes.
Every dance has a song. So, and there are different styles, and the acute visitor will pick that up. We'll have two different styles of singing. We call it the Northern Plains or the Southern Plains, and each category is characteristic of that particular style of song.
Okay, you're going to spend some time there. What about something to eat or drink or things to buy? Do you have that?
We'll have native arts and crafts there, native food. Native food, you'll have Indian tacos, bison burgers, maybe some Three Sisters stew. Then we've got, for the local people that don't want to try the native food, we'll have a barbecue stand and somebody selling hot dogs.
Well, who does the native food?
We've got Nikki Crisp coming from Cherokee, North Carolina. She's a Cherokee girl. We've got Lori Lake. She's a Navajo woman, so she does Navajo-style tacos. And Cubert Bell, he's Choctaw, so we'll have Choctaw-style fry bread and tacos.
Mississippi.
Yeah, Choctaw, Mississippi.
People that are not Native Americans, people and know little about this, do they have an opportunity maybe to ask some questions, mingle and find out more?
Yes, everybody's always welcome to ask questions. Just always, if you're talking to a dancer, approach them in the right way. Just don't go up and touch their feathers, don't touch their regalia. But you're welcome to speak to them, in a welcoming way. You can't be crazy or anything. But you're always welcome to ask questions, and we're there to answer if we can.
Well, is Sunday much different from Saturday? The hours are, you were ending at 5 o'clock, not 9 o'clock, but a shorter day. But
it's pretty much the same as the day before. It's just a more condensed version because, we're a shorter day. But we try to finish up the competition dancing on Sunday afternoon. But if you could also come at 10:30 when the gates open before grand entry, there's some other activities going on. Like we'll have some Aztec dancers, hoop dancer, and a flute player. And then we're also going to have a storyteller from Creek Nation out of Oklahoma coming out. We have a blow dart demonstration from another Cherokee guy coming from Oklahoma, and some tomahawk throwing.
So really, there's a lot to see.
Yes, there is a lot for the kids as well as adults. I always say the cultural demonstrations and games for the kids, and Indian tacos or fry bread and beans for the adults. So there's always something. And usually Sunday culminates into the competition that they had Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. And if you will, we call it the finals on Sunday.
So there's quite a bit of competition.
Oh, yes, there is.
Among all of this.
Singing and dancing.
Yeah, and so everybody's wanting to take home first place. If
yes. So. And the competition dancing, that's what will draw a lot of your people in, because some of the families in our powwow circle every weekend. And I travel quite a bit. I'm retired, supposed to be. Yeah. I'm retired, but there was I think last year there were 7 straight weekends I was gone, and I don't mean just 30-mile drive to here. And
where are you going next week?
I don't have another one. Until October, which will be here in Tennessee, and then in Oklahoma in November.
Okay.
And then it's kind of the winter season, so I don't travel during that time. And then I'll pick back up in March, April, all the way through the summer.
Do it all over again. Well, it's really nice to have you here. Cindy, I appreciate you bringing Rob here this morning because I think he's told the story really well. And we're here in our last minute or so here. But if you joined us late, the Wilco Powwow, and that hasn't always been the name either, has it?
It's been rebranded from the Mount Juliet Powwow.
Okay. Wilco Powwow. And it's coming up tomorrow and Sunday at the Ward Ag Center, September 23rd, 24th. It starts about 10 o'clock.
10:30, the gates
tomorrow. And then what time Sunday?
The gates open at 10:30 again, and we'll close.
Dance will start at 1.
Till about 9 o'clock Saturday night and 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Right.
But a lot happening at the Ward Ag Center, and $10 admission and $5 in certain categories, and children 5 and under are free. Won't go through all of that again, but it's a very nominal price for a lot of activity, a lot of fun, and then of course you have all that food to partake of if you would like. Rob Daugherty, again, thanks for being with us. Cindy
Thank you for having me, sir.
Thank you. That is part 1 of Coleman & Company. We've got more. We ask you to keep it here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota. They'll help you rent the right tool for the job. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota. Check out the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at an accident over here near the airport on 40 eastbound, right near that ramp onto Donaldson Pike. Again, right near B&A Airport on 40 going eastbound. The heaviest flow is coming westbound right now through Hermitage, Donaldson. It's crowded, no surprise. This time of the morning on 24 westbound, coming in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. It's also starting to get a little bit heavy on 65 southbound through Millersville. Hey, bring the whole family this year to Smoky Mountain Fall Festival at Oberg-Gatlinburg, September 29th. Check it out at oberggatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
The leaves are falling, the morning air is very crisp, and it's time to look for your new dream home.
Call us and give us your dream list, and we will start the search.
We will help you through the entire process from start to finish.
Call us to get your journey started. Remember, don't make a move without us.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmentoller at Exit Rocky Top Realty. C&D Team 443-3130.
For more than 36 years, Wilson Bank has been supporting local schools and student athletes in the classroom and on the field. We're big on helping our home teams reach their goals. You can count on knowledgeable bankers, competitive rates, and an open line of communication. So join the winning team at Wilson Bank and Trust, where we're not just your bankers, we're your neighbors and friends. Visit any of the 30 Wilson Bank and Trust offices or visit wilsonbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Warming up to a high of around 84 today under some sunshine. Going to be a beautiful football Friday night across Middle Tennessee. We'll see partly cloudy skies down to around 60 and sunshine again for your Saturday, high of 84. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm Stormy Clausen.
Welcome to part 2 here on a Friday morning. We welcome you to our program as always. And Fridays at this time is always special for us because we get to talk to the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty. Miss Judy and Medina, they're both here today. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
We're doing great.
Wonderful.
All right. You were both gone, wasn't it, last week?
Yeah. Well, they don't have to tell you where she was.
Diana Cavender was here last week.
She did a great job. I heard
She did
her.
fine. And it was an anniversary for you. wasn't it?
Anniversary for me. It was 30 years in the making. We got to go to Hawaii.
Oh, wonderful.
So I was spending time in Hawaii, and I wish I could have listened to you, but it was 3:30 in the morning when you were on the air. So I just decided I had to sleep a little bit longer.
All right.
But I did listen to Diana, and she did a great job. She always does a great job.
Well, let me just say, as I always do, the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty, which is located at 1330 West Main in Lebanon. Great people, great service. They're people you can trust. And Judy, get us going.
Where you want to go? No, it's getting fall of the
don't
year.
Make a move without.
That's right. It's getting fall of the year, and a lot of times people think, okay, swimming pools are going to close up, and all your lawn furniture gets covered up, and you're getting ready for winter, and you think, well, maybe next year I'll think about selling my house in the spring. Well, the year-round school changed the way real estate's done in Wilson County. When I first got into real estate, usually January and February and March, all the real estate agents, that's when they took their vacation. They, got their office already.
Well, that's when you went to Hawaii.
That's when you went to Hawaii then. But because everything was cold and nobody did anything, they waited till spring to spruce up their house and put it on the market. Well, year-round school really changed that because now October is one of our biggest selling months, and our second best month is January.
Really?
And so now there is not a good time to go on vacation anymore because it's busy all year round. But what happens is in December, a lot of people retire and they get their retirement and they want to downsize from their larger home to go to a condo or buy their resort family vacation home. After they retire in December. So in December, they're looking for homes, and in January, they close on them. So after they get their retirement check. And then also, the fall and spring school breaks make a difference because school will be out pretty much the different weeks in October for the whole month of October. Well, the ones from other states come in here during school break so that they can find a home. So then in December, when kids are out at school, for Christmas, they can change school systems. So that way they come in here in October, find a house, and then they close in December. So it's just a different time. So make sure you're not thinking, oh, well, I'll wait till spring, put my house on the market because nobody's buying right now. Well, they are, and they will be here with the fall breaks and retirement coming up. People want to, at the end of the year, they want to go and do what they want to finish up their year and start in their new home in January. So call us. We'll be glad to come out and tell you what it's worth. If you decide you don't want to list right now, that's fine. There's no obligation to us. But we'll be glad to come out and give you a price.
All right. Has Medina got some listings she wants to talk
I
about?
sure do. Of course I do. Well, I wanted
You
to
always do.
I always have a listing because you don't want to make a move without us. So I got that one in real quick. But wanted to tell you about, we have a listing that we have open house on Sunday. It's at 609 Windmere Drive, and it's in Westview Acres in Lebanon off of Leeville Pike. It's on the corner of Leeville Pike and Windmere Drive, and it is right at 2,800 square feet. It has 4 bedrooms and 2 full baths. It has everything. They have a den with a bedroom suite on that level with a fireplace going out into a screen back porch, has a fenced-in backyard. It also has the kitchen and the front room, which a lot of the houses in Westview Acres is a ranch style. This one is a 1.5 story, I guess you want to call it, or 2 full stories. And it has 3 bedrooms upstairs, and it's on a 1.06 acre. So one of the biggest lots in Westview Acres. So give us a call on that one. That's a brick home, a very well-built home. It was built in 1977, I do believe. And it's listed at $549,900. So we're having open house Sunday from 2 to 4. So come by and see us. You'll want to see this house. And if you like it well enough, put an offer on it and let's see what we can do. They've already moved out of the home. They've already bought them a new home. So it's ready for a new owner and ready to move. So give us a call on that one. We also have condos. If you're looking for condos in Five Oaks, we have a condo there that just we improved the price of $474,900. So it's priced to move. So give us a call on that one. And then if you're looking for land, we have 7 acres on Rutledge Lane. It's perked for 3-bedroom already. Has a septic tank on the property, and it has electricity and water at the road. And price improved on it, and it's $324,900. So give us a call on that one if you're wanting to build, if you're wanting to move into a condo and downsize, or if you're wanting to get a new house with 4 bedrooms. Give us a call. We'd be glad to help you.
All right. 615-443-3130 is that phone number.
That's right.
And each Friday when you're talking about all these, I try to visualize what they look like as you describe them.
Well, they're all pretty. They're all pretty and needing a new owner. So give us a call. And if none of those sit with you, we have more. or even we can show you houses that our sign is not in the yard. We can still show you the house and hopefully get you going on something.
All right. And again, an open house on Sunday afternoon.
Sunday, 2 to 4 at 609 Windmere Drive off of Leeville Pike in Westview Acre subdivision.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for being with us. Have a great weekend.
It's going to be a great weekend.
We'll see you next time. And
remember, don't make a move without us.
All right. Thank you so much.
See you later.
Judy Cox, Medina Hemmentoller, 2 of the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty, 1330 West Main Street here in Lebanon. Great people, great service. We are 21 before the hour. Gail Hellam is with us this morning to talk about the Farm Bureau Expo Center, as she does each month. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Nice to see you again. I'm doing fine.
Good.
And the sun is shining, I see.
Yes. And the temperatures are getting to be great convertible weather.
You may not notice, but I do, because I get up at 5 o'clock every morning. And it used to be that when I would get up, I didn't need any extra light or whatever, because the sun might not be up, but it was already somewhat daylight. It's almost dark now.
That is correct.
And the first day of fall, MJ keeps up with this. She's on the phone. It's either today or tomorrow, I think, although you used to say September 21st was the first day of fall. Today's the 22nd, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, it's about time for fall to arrive.
Yeah, and I'm ready. I want to be able to step outside and breathe again. It's very helpful.
Well, you are here, but you have a guest that you brought this morning.
I do. So I brought one of our event planners with me, Thomas Wright from the TriStar Kennel Club. And
say that, Thomas
Wright.
Thomas Wright.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
From the TriStar Kennel Club.
Okay.
Which has been a show you guys have been with us since
7 years now.
7 years. So basically from the beginning of the building.
Yes, we were.
Okay, that's okay. So, very special show, and they do a lot that contributes back to the community. And I just wanted to acknowledge that by bringing him on and letting him talk about his show.
Well, we shook hands and you told me your name, but you didn't say it loud enough for me to remember to write it down. I've got it here now. Thomas Wright, we're glad to have you and anxious to hear about what you've got to tell us.
Well, thank you very much. I'm the president and show chairman of TriStar Kennel Club. We will be hosting an event starting October the 11th through the 15th. It's free, free admission, so that bring the families. We are expecting over 2,000 dogs on Saturday and Sunday. We have national specialties. That means that breed will be coming in specifically to do a show. We have the Neapolitan Mastiffs, which are gray and ugly, and they will weigh around 200 pounds, and their job is to scare people originally. Beautiful, beautiful dogs, a lot of wrinkles. We have the Sussex Spaniel National 2 going on. And then we have 25 supported entries where we will have Great Danes, Basenjis, Poodles. I mean, you name it, and we have it. We have Obedience going this year. And we also have a Fast Cat that will be going on down a little bit from the show, where your dog, if it's AKC registered, can run 100 yards and get timed and get certifications.
Wow. Do you have a lot of local interest in what we're talking about here?
Yes, we do, because every year that we've been here, we have a lot of the general community come in. And we have vendors that will be there that you can buy. If you own a poodle, you can get you a poodle shirt. You can get you a poodle hat, or if you got a Chihuahua, maybe a lead. But yes, we're trying to get more and more involved into the community. Our club has just joined the Chamber of Commerce. We're looking to join the Kiwanis in the future and the Rotary, because we want to be involved. And we do give back to the community. I'm getting older, so my mind goes, but the senior citizen dog place that's in Mount Juliet, we have made a donation to. We have made donations to the Mount Juliet schools to put trees up a few years ago. So we're not only
senior dog.
Okay. Thank you. But we believe in the community, and it doesn't always have to be dog related.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, because you guys also donated to one of the police funds to help their officer that got injured.
Yes.
Yes, Officer Dedman.
So, if we are going to be here, we need to participate. And getting into these clubs will allow us even more to participate.
Well, tell us a little bit about you. Where are you from?
I'm from White House, Tennessee, but my kin folks are actually from Alexandria and Gassaway. The Wrights from Alexandria, the Meltons, and the Bullards. So I've always been up in here. One of my great aunts went to the church up here, Aldina Williams. I don't know if people remember her or not. JT was her husband. So I've always been up here. I'm a school teacher in Nashville. And I've been in dog showings since I was 12 years old.
What got you so interested in dogs?
My parents, and I like the competition where you go in and you have a judge judges you against the other competition by a standard. I have Basenjis, which is the barkless dogs. They're a hound. They're a sight and scent hound.
You're talking about all these different varieties, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Say, and you lost me a long time ago, but no, I'm not the dog lover you are for sure. But I guess this kind of grows on you, and the more you know, the more you expand and continue to know.
It's a tough sport to get into because when you step inside the ring, and we have a little ring 40 by 40 that you go around, it gets about 500 degrees in there because you've got to do so much to make your dog look good. It's kind of like a beauty pageant. Your dog is like the beauty pageant person. They got to have the right weight, looking at stuff, and then you've got to stack them and run them. It takes a while to get accustomed to it.
And doesn't the person who owns the dog, they have to also be presented in a certain manner? They have rules that they have to have?
Yes, or you can pay a handler to do it. So, yes.
Sounds like you've learned a little bit about it too, Gabe.
I have. It's like, I call it the United Nations of dogs because they've got over 2,000 dogs in there and they're all different, but yet many of them are similar or the same. And they all have different personalities. I mean, it's fascinating to watch. I don't know that I have the stamina to be someone to show a dog. I don't think that's in me, but I'm always fascinated by the dogs, and the dogs are always well behaved.
All right, we need to take a break. But when is you're going to be at the Expo Center? When?
October 11th through the 15th from 6 to 6.
All right. Well, keep that in mind, and we'll take a break right here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford. Get $50 off, $250 repair offer to owners of 4 to 10-year-old Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury vehicles. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're working this accident over here near BNA Airport on 40 eastbound ramp there at Donaldson Pike. Traffic's increased even more, 65 south at Trinity Lane. Here comes that heavy traffic in right now from, let's say, Wilson County, Mount Juliet area headed towards Hermitage. Still moving right now in Brentwood, Franklin on 65 north, coming up through that section of Williamson County. Bring the whole family and enjoy Smoky Mountain Fall Festival at Ober-Gatlinburg. Kicks off September 29th. Check it out online at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Camille Burdine with Ward 3 City Council in Lebanon, and I just want to wish WANT a happy anniversary. We are so excited you all have been here for 30 years, and we hope to see you for another 30 years.
This is David Walden with Wilson Macon Trust, and we would like to wish WANT a happy 30th birthday.
This is Larry Tomlinson, and I want to say happy 30th anniversary to WANT FM 98.9. Happy anniversary.
I'm Michael Starr, a licensed local insurance agent with Health Markets Insurance Agency in Lebanon, Tennessee. Choosing the right Medicare plan for you can be confusing. Let me help you find a plan that best fits your needs and budget. Call 615-830-4875 to speak with a licensed insurance agent for a free appointment, virtually, by phone, or in person, to review your specific needs and help find a plan that's right for you. Health Markets Insurance Agency Incorporated is licensed in all states and D.C. Service and product availability varies. Agents may be compensated based on enrollment. No obligation to enroll.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
We continue here on this Friday morning. Thanks for joining us. Just a reminder, WAT's been covering the Lebanon High football for 30 years. Tommy Bryan, play-by-play, along with Bob Lee, Joe Gardner, Donald Ginn, and tonight they entertain Watertown. After each Friday night football game, there's a scoreboard with John Boyce and Archie Grooms. And, of course, Titans play on Sunday afternoon, and Cumberland plays. We have their games with Christian Capozzi and Bob Lee live on the radio or live at WANTFM.com. Okay, back to our program this morning. Farm Bureau Expo Center. Gail Hellam is the Director of Marketing and Events, and she is here and has brought Thomas Wright with us this morning. And we want to still talk about dogs, or you got anything you want to say about the Expo Center itself at this point?
I'll check with Thomas. Do you have anything else you want to share about the show?
Well, I do want to say this, that this is our 7th year here, and I am very, very thrilled on how Gail and Zendale and Donna works with us. No matter how great something is, there's always a hiccup somewhere along the way. And Gail and Zendale comes to me, and we always work everything out. Yep. And I mean, like I said, there will always be a hiccup. Yeah. And I think one thing that Gail and Zendale likes about us is we take care of whatever the issue is immediately.
Absolutely.
So does Donna from over on the fairgrounds. And, I'm just very thankful that we have a very positive partnership together with this event. Mm-hmm. And as Gail was stating, we have taken over a lot of the buildings there at the fairgrounds, adding more events to our show. And if anybody comes out, I'm Thomas. Go up to the club, say, can you find Thomas and tell me you heard about us on here, and shake my hand, and I'll talk to you for a little bit and try to explain what's going on, because we really want the community to come to our show this year.
Well, I think it's great to hear what you are trying to do in the community, how you've already helped the community, how you're wanting to even expand and get more involved. And really, I think we need more of that.
Well, thank you very much. We're a starting process, and we're just slowly, building our steps up to become more of a firm foundation within this county.
All right, one more time, tell us when this is going to be and what people can expect.
October 11th through the 15th, 6 a.m. to around 6 p.m. It's a dog show. We are expecting 2,000 dogs and 190 breeds. Yeah, and it will be from the Irish Wolfhound, which is the tallest, to the Chihuahua, which is the smallest. And you come in and watch, and you can talk to people about their dogs. I wouldn't say touch them before they go in the ring, because, they all foo-foo stuff. But people will talk to you about the breed when they come out. You can ask questions, touch them, enjoy it. Always ask permission to touch a dog when you're at a dog show, because not all dogs are that great friendly.
Are there any sales going on at this event? Are there any dogs for sale, I guess is what I meant.
By AKC rules, you're not supposed to. Some people pick their dogs up, so you won't see puppies out for sale. That's kind of against it. But there can be puppies there for you to look at. Mm-hmm. It's a play on words.
Okay. I think I got it. Well, I know you, Gail, you appreciate having somebody like Thomas and his group who want to partake of what's available at the Expo Center, but yet community-minded and come in and work. As he said, you're always going to have some hiccups, you work them out.
Oh, every event has hiccups, and so whether some people want to admit that or not, they do, and that's normal. And you find a way to work through it. But I will say that Thomas and his group, the entire group, work very well with us, and we do have a great working relationship. And it's one of the shows that I super enjoy. Despite the many nations of dogs that are out there, it's always fascinating to watch them, and you can see different kinds of personality types and stuff. But Thomas has always made it very easy. His entire group is easy to work with. We love having them. And I love the fact that they just want to keep coming back every year. And more importantly, I also love, or not more importantly, equally importantly, I also love the fact that they have a heart for the community. And, that does. I wish we did have more that made more of an effort to do that. It's not their job to do that. And that's what makes what Thomas does special is they don't have to do that. They're not required to do that. But when somebody goes above and beyond to do that, you take notice of that.
Well, do you want to talk about any other things you got coming up here? We are approaching the last quarter of the year. If you
know.
It'll be over after.
And I'm bracing myself for it. So I would be remiss if I did not make note that Mistletoe Merchants is opening today through Sunday. And they have a lot of new vendors in the show this year. And there is a lot happening on the ag grounds today and the rest of this weekend. Your previous guests from Wilco Powwow, they're going to be out there. There's a Mopar show out there. There's Lollytots out there. And there's Mistletoe. That's a lot of people over one weekend. But you know what? There's something for everybody and lots of room out there to go enjoy. And if you want to bounce from event to event, you are welcome to do so.
You're about booked up every weekend for ever so long.
Yeah, so I have no weekends left this year, short of the holiday weekends, which I won't book unless there's something massive that we need to incorporate. But I'm still standing at January through May. I have no openings in the main exhibit hall for at least 4 years. And so I did have one cancellation, and that took about an hour and a half to start negotiating with somebody else to come in and take that. And it'll be filled within the next week or two, so I'm not worried about it at all. But it's amazing how the word of mouth is getting out. People are talking about it. We're getting more state-related events are coming out and using us, which just makes my heart happy. It's because we're situated in the middle. I started the tagline of meet in the middle, and nothing could be more true. So, if a state wants to incorporate all of their offices around the state, guess what? We're in the middle.
Yeah.
So it works out really well. But we've got lots of...
reminds me of a country song, something about meeting in the middle.
We do, yes, Diamond Rio. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I really wish that I had the rights to that song because that would be really great. But we do. We have a lot of new events coming up. A lot of new events throughout the next year. We got an Olympic weightlifting championship going on in November, which is very new to us, and I'm very excited to see what they do. And I'm getting calls on a daily basis from people that I've never talked to that have heard about us from another event planner wanting to know how we might be able to help.
Oh, well, one of the things you have to be adaptable to. And no doubt you work this out in advance to know what is going to be required of you and your people, or maybe something that they want to do, if that can be allowed. There's a lot of negotiation.
Yeah, Thomas knows about some of that. We have some rules, yes. and he's great at following them. But yeah, you're right. Every event has different needs, and sometimes there's things that come up that are related to the event, and maybe we have to shift the planning a bit. And or maybe there's, they all of a sudden discover we need a storage room, and all of a sudden we got to figure out, okay, what makes the most sense. But one of the biggest advantages that we have is I have a couple events. Well, Senator Pody's huge event coming up. The King is coming. Right. They have such a huge dynamic event that they're putting on that literally I have no more space in the expo to accommodate. So I've got buildings out behind me, so I can lean into that and I can support that. So it's a great reciprocal opportunity for what I have that needs to expand and what the Ag Center brings in for the Ag Grounds to expand into the Expo if need be.
I believe Senator Pody's event is next weekend, is the 30th?
It is.
And then maybe extending into the next day or two.
It is the 30th through the 1st, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got about a minute and a half here, and why don't we let Thomas one more time?
Absolutely.
Just tell us the date and about all the dogs that are going to be there.
All right, it's TriStar Kennel Club and Memphis Kennel Club going together. We will be there October the 11th through the 15th from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. It's a dog show. Come bring your camera. Come ready to look and enjoy some fun time.
But get permission before you touch a dog.
Yes, please.
Well, that might be a couple of reasons. You don't want to irritate the owner, but you don't want to get your fingers bit off.
That's true. And a lot of dogs, people don't realize to come under a lot of your sight dogs, and they'll come over and they want to see you. Sight hounds are really a unique. So it's just better to ask permission, and the person will tell you.
All right. Well, Thomas Wright, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
We appreciate very much.
Gail, it's always good to see you. You have something different for us each month, and I know October will be different from September, so we'll look forward to that.
I'll just tell you, we have only 2 days we don't have something in the building in the month of October.
How about that?
How about that?
Thank you so much. That's it for a Friday, and I will just say until next time, I wish you a fantastic day.